What's going on, family? Hope you all are good. So, so. Uh, Today I'm actually, as I said in the previous video that I just uploaded, I'm looking for DXY to move lower, but it's not a concrete thing. And if it doesn't, I'm just going to I'm going to fuse it with what the higher time frame is actually doing. Yeah, but yeah, for now I don't expect it to like continue up. But if it does, but maybe Tuesday and Wednesday becoming grounds for it to actually pierce that low, that's fine by me. But for now, I'm looking to just step aside from the charts. And here, I actually didn't trade because I was looking for price to break, yeah, that level, which for me is would be price creating displacement, right? So sharp, right now we are in this region, and I expect this region to actually, as you can see, price is consolidating. For it to consolidate, then push to the upside around this region, fooling retail to go shorts from what presumably might be a fair value gap, you know. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. And as you can see, we've we've been held by that auto block, right? Which looks nice, and also that we, as you can see, this auto block held price here. This whole auto block held price here. So yeah, I'm just expecting price to just continue up higher. So here I'm expecting downward movement from Euro GBP, right? And I'm looking for shorts right at that level to 512 to short from, and potentially targeting these areas and overall this low, right? So around about 125 for the week, with a stop loss above that intermediate term high, targeting that low for 30 pips. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see what the market does, because let's go to the 4 hour. As you can see, like, price broke down, right? This trend could be like treated as a long-term retracement towards this, a retracement, then a continuation here to go below that low and potentially below that one as well. So if I go to the daily, you'll see that, yeah, we have a lot of liquidity around this areas and potentially this low as well. And on the weekly, like, we have been consolidating, right? But yeah, we've been consolidating, but towards the downside. So that's pretty cool for me, in that we've been failing to create higher highs ever since this failure here to go up higher, since we've been trying to push. Then from this order block, we failed, creating a a flip in structure, and this being an intermediate term high, so yeah, that's the holistic view on Euro GBP. And yeah, I'm just waiting for my retracement, and let me go to the 15 minutes. So in the 15-minute we broke that low, right? So I'm waiting for a retracement to mitigate. There's a fair value gap right there on the 15 minutes, right? There's also a mitigation block, right? And then another cool thing to notate is that we've created a intermediate term high, right here, right? So my entry would be a retracement within uh, this region of price, to retrace in it and look for optimal trades within that run to that run. And here's equilibrium. Oh, and by the way, yeah, the market is open. I'm not back testing. So yeah, let me just expand it towards that. So here's equilibrium, and this equilibrium it overlaps with the fair value gap on the 15 as well as the mitigation block. So yeah, this block could be also a shade for those levels, those fib levels, right? So yeah, there's a mitigation block, fair value gaps, the old low, and also this high as well to take out the liquidity. This high is liquidity, right? See in the 3 minutes. And yeah, here this candle actually, I thought we would get shorts from there, but we didn't have displacement and price just continued higher. So I'm just hoping that we would get the same push towards 512, also treating this as liquidity. Yeah, and yeah, my trade is a short, is like a low threshold entry. It's not like me trying to be fancy or calling the absolute turning point for the trade, but rather this is my philosophy. My philosophy is rather be in the trade than trying to call the move of the trade, like trying to call the actual reversal point, because sometimes the market won't give you what you want. And we also have to notate that the market isn't perfect and we shouldn't be looking for perfection in the market, right? So yeah, and also just experience being around the block for a while. You learn certain things knowing that, yeah, I don't need to be perfect to have nice returns. So yeah, my short would be around about that low. And yeah, price could just waltz from here and it's fine. Or it could get to this highest premium, also taking that high as liquidity, right? We could get that and it's fine. Or um it could just reverse from that high, which I've delineated as liquidity, which is also cool. But yeah, I'm resting around that for a 6 pip trade, and as I said, targeting the low the lows right there. Oh, I didn't notice that the new hourly candle has, yeah, but okay. I'm looking for Euro GBP shorts, also GU longs, So I'm waiting for displacement. If I do get displacement and also a fair value gap within this price region, I'll be longing. So not yet, but soon. If my plan goes to fruition with the large stop loss there, targeting those potential lows and highs. Sorry, yeah. Mm-mm. I'm going to be aggressive with my stop right there, targeting that high and potentially those highs as well. So yeah, either or, either or. Seems like I'm getting sick. So yeah, yeah. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting. And yeah, I've already calculated my risk for Euro GBP. So let me calculate my risk for GU so that it finds me ready. 5 minutes. 15. There's no clear area to enter here right now, so yeah, I can't. Where's DXY? So yeah, on DXY, as I said, I was expecting downward movement, but I'm not certain if just like that price will just waltz lower. But I do like that we have created that auto block right there to then retrace into, and potentially if this is the high of today, then yeah, letting it hold price to the downside. And yeah, Euro GBP is still not trying to give me what I was anticipating in terms of yeah. I need water. But yeah, as we can see right now, it seems to be respecting newly formed order blocks. That one and that one, and as you can see, there's a reaction right there. Cool, fine. If it's a missed trade, it's a missed trade. Wait. So yeah, but as I was saying, this as I was saying previously that this fair value gap was actually fire to fool retail into thinking that that will hold price for sales. You know, yeah, that was a nice, and also price actually pausing in its for sales in yeah to those who sold there got derailed, I guess. And yeah, higher time frame buyers, very important, very 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 important. Oh, I don't feel good. I want to see what USD is doing. Okay, proper. It's nice. It's nice. But yeah, I'm still bullish. still bullish. GBP, Euro, okay, 5 minutes, okay. Okay. So I'll continue waiting, and hopefully my trade will form after the 8:30 lifts. So yeah, right now it still seems, yeah, doesn't seem like it would give me buys, since that's not really a displacement leg, whatever the term, but yeah. And my friend here, yeah, my friend here is still in this range, and so I'm still waiting for that 512 area to sell from. Okay, proper stuff. I want to see DXY on the 5. Okay, you see the order block, but I don't like that we have like wicks. I wanted displacement, so since we have wicks, price might just go above that high again. So for now, yeah, I'm still holding my horses. And yeah, still expecting sales from Euro GBP and GBP USD. 15 minutes. And yeah, so right now I'm just gonna lay back, and yes, I think I've been talking too much, and you all know my premise. So for now, I think I'm just going to listen to a lecture. Let's see. I wanted to listen to Peterson today. Huh. Okay. And yeah, guys, I do watch a lot of ICT. Maps of meaning. I love this lecture.
This that compels us or invites us to develop. What sort of creatures would we be if you can think about what the world is made of, say, you can think about that from the perspective of experience, or as a materialist, you can think about what the world is made of, or you can think about how to act in the world. And since you're alive, figuring out how to act in the world is arguably of primary importance and perhaps of primary reality. Now, action is more than how you navigate in the world, moving, let's say, because your perception is also action predicated. So, for example, when you look at the world to find out what it is, you have to direct your attention. And that happens many ways. It happens unconsciously. There's all sorts of mechanisms in your visual system, from your eyes back into the neurological systems that control vision, that are moving your eyes constantly. When you look at something, you're not a passive observer, you're an active observer. There's no perception without action. There's no primary sense data about what the world is without action. You're locked in a framework of action, even at the level of attention. Now, you know this to some degree. If you're in a restaurant, even forget about vision. Well, if you're in a restaurant and you're sitting with your guests, you pay attention to them, perhaps the waiter and the waitress and not the rest of the people in the cafe, generally speaking, unless something strange happens. There's many things you could look at, but you direct your attention to what? To what's of import. So you're focusing always on what's relevant and what commands center stage. And so the question is, what commands center stage and why? Now, in order to act in the world and to attend to the world, you have to frame your perception. And the reason you have to frame your perception is because there's an indefinite number of things to attend to. So if you were painting this wall, let's say, I don't know if that's a great choice, perhaps it's not. This is a very featureless wall, although if you attended to it very carefully, you'd see that there were gradations of shade and light and color. If you were going to be a photorealist who was attending to anything in this room, a photorealist painting, you'd find out that although it's easy to consider the curtains behind us black, for example, that there would be a very large number of color variations. There's an infinite amount of detail around you. There's an infinite amount of detail in a face, in an array of faces, in a crowd, in a place. You drown in detail. You have to focus. You focus your attention. And the question is, or a question is, what structure do you use to focus your attention, to sequence the actions that underlie your perceptions in relationship to a goal? That's a good way of thinking about it. So what I've got here first is a simple frame of perception. And it consists of 3 parts. Wherever you are, you have a sense of where you are, right? You're situated somewhere because you're a navigating creature. You're headed somewhere as well. And then you have to strategize and organize your attention and your action in order to move you from the place you're at to the place that you're going. Now, the framework that you use to evaluate your attention and action has that structure. So, who's figured that out? Cybernetic theorists, starting with Norbert Wiener back in the 1940s. He worked on missile control systems in World War II. He was a founder of computation. And if you're trying to shoot down a missile, you have a beginning place, you have a trajectory of the missile, you have a predicted trajectory, you have to organize the machinery so that it decreases the gap between the projectile and the target till the target is hit. That's a cybernetic viewpoint. Phenomenologists, starting with Husserl and then Heidegger, 2 famous philosophers. Husserl in particular, at least to begin with, was unhappy with the materialist, reductionist, atheist view of reality. And he hypothesized that our fundamental sense of what was most real had gone astray, especially after the dawn of the scientific revolution, with its concentration on its insistence that the material substructure was the most real phenomena. Phenomena means to shine forth. It's from the Greek word phanesthai. So it means in a way what presents itself. The burning bush in the story of Exodus, that's a phenomena. Something that grabs your attention, right? That captivates you or compels you to listen or watch or consider or follow or imitate. That's a phenomena. As you make your way through the world, things shout out to you, command your attention, and make themselves relevant in relationship to your aims. So if you're planning a pleasant interlude with a family member and they throw a curveball into the affair, then that phenomenon stands forth in your field of experience as relevant and negative. And it's negative because it deviates you from your intended goal. If you're out for a fight, you might be perfectly happy that something negative happened, right? So that's a foreshadowing of something we'll talk about more deeply later. Emotion is experienced in relationship to a goal. Positive emotion indicates you're moving towards the goal. Negative emotion indicates that something has gone astray. You can think about the cybernetic system that I described earlier. The anti-missile missile is unhappy as it deviates from the course, right? Your emotions are trajectory adjustment systems. Positive indicates forward movement and validates the frame of perception, and negative emotion indicates deviation from the path or failure of the frame. Okay, so keep that in mind.
That's funny.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Exactly.
That sort of fun.
They're the best courses that have ever been offered publicly in terms of their quality of content, and also the production values are unparalleled. We figure we can
We might
composite sensory picture of someone's face. That's exactly what you do with your eyes. Spot, 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 composite. And there's a foreground that's fovea dependent. The fovea is the center point of your eye. It's the high resolution part of your vision. It requires much more neurological processing than the periphery. If your entire retina was foveal, you'd need a cortex that was many times larger to process it. You maximize the use of available neurological resource by pinpointing the fovea and intensely concentrating on the particular point of interest. Around your fovea, which is very high resolution, the world becomes lower and lower and lower resolution until out here you're seeing in black and white, and back here there's nothing, not even the sense of absence, right? So center point focus on what's relevant and important in relationship to a goal, surrounded by a periphery that disappears into what? Into, you could say, the void, if you're using poetic terminology. That'll be relevant as we start to understand the structure of stories. That's a cybernetic frame. It's a phenomenological frame. Now, the phenomenologists, Husserl and Heidegger, redefined reality itself. And the reason they were doing that, there were two reasons. They were concerned that the divide between object and subject that had been set up as a consequence of the scientific and Enlightenment revolution prioritized the objective and left the subjective in a, what would you say, in an abyss of uncertainty and meaninglessness, in part because it was defined away. The subjective became epiphenomenological on a more fundamental reality. Now, that's an existential problem because we can't live in a universe that's devoid of all meaning but suffering, let's say. And it's perverse because there's no perception without a subjective observer. And if you contemplate the situation scientifically, even, let's say, the basic sense data that the empiricists believe that the world is made of is dependent for its existence on perception. And perception is dependent on action, and action is dependent on goal, and goal is dependent on value. And so the notion that there's some objective substrate of existence in the absence of a perceiver who's embedded in a world of value and meaning is not tenable, even from the scientific perspective, partly because we know that perception is action predicated. Now, the phenomenologists tried to solve that subject-object divide problem, and the nihilism or valuelessness that emerges in the scientific worldview by prioritizing not objective reality but experience as such. So you're sitting in this lecture theater, you have a focus of attention, that's why it's a theater. It's built to hint to you when you make your entrance how you're supposed to conduct yourself. The chairs are all facing in a particular direction. They converge on a point. The point is the point of the lecture. The point is the point of your attention. The point is the goal of your attention, right? That all organizes your perceptions. It foregrounds some things, at least in principle, when you're not thinking or distracted, what I'm saying or the slides that I'm using. And that renders everything else increasingly irrelevant as it diverges from the central point. And so there's a foreground. Generally, when you're interacting with someone, the foreground of your attention is their face, and even more specifically, their eyes, and even more specifically, their pupils. And you do that so you can see what they're pointing to, because you can tell what they're interested in. You can tell what they're compelled by. You can read emotions through the eyes. Our eyes are adapted. Evolution has adapted our eyes to make them maximally visible. Colored black against a white background, so that when we interact with people, we can see what their point is. Having seen their point, we can inhabit their frame of reference. We can infer what's meaningful to them. We can adopt their emotions. We can mimic those emotions on our own body, and that's how we understand them. Our face is a value display system, right? And when you're concentrating on someone, you almost always look at their eyes. We're very, very good at that. Even from a distance, you can detect small deviations in someone's eye gaze direction, because understanding the object of their intention and attention is the most important thing you can derive. You're focused here on what I'm saying, you're watching my face, you're watching my eyes. The world constructs itself around that. Husserl's fundamental point was that all perception is intentional. It's associated with a goal. It moves towards a point. And that point is related to the insistence that I put forward at the beginning, that our perception is action-oriented, that our problem is navigation. How do we get from point A to point B, from what is currently to what should be? We're always somewhere moving somewhere else. And then there's a gradient, which is why in this diagram there's a slant upward. What's the gradient? Well, if you're aiming up, the gradient is upward, the gradient is uphill, the gradient is from a lesser place to a greater place. Why would you move from what is to what should be if the place you're headed to wasn't better than the place you're at, assuming that you're not engaged in some form of counterproductive self-destruction? So there's a value gradient in perception itself that sets up the landscape for emotion, right? If you're moving from point A to point B, the value of the movement is the distance between the 2 points in relationship to upward aim. Now, the longer the distance, the harder the journey. So that's an energy expenditure problem. You want to foreground a goal that's valuable in relationship to where you are, that doesn't require more energy than you have at hand. Now, you can sequence goals, and we'll get to that. Okay, what's this frame? It's a cybernetic frame. So cybernetic pioneers and many of the developers of computational systems, especially the robotics engineers who started to understand that you couldn't do robotics computation without embodiment, the phenomenologists, the psychologists of perception have all converged on a notion that we inhabit a frame of perception that organizes the world around us, that has a goal in mind. The last thing you need to know about that to begin with is that's a story. That's a story. So the postmodernists insisted that we inhabit a story. They dispensed with the notion that there was a central unifying story that was common to all places and all times, let's say, but they insisted, and correctly so, that even the scientific enterprise is nested inside a story. What's the scientific story? We're making things better. Otherwise, it's an evil scientist story, and there's plenty of them too. And we might say that the true science is the science that serves what? Mankind, the good of mankind, and it's an upward journey, and that's not built into the scientific enterprise itself. It's the a priori frame that the scientist has to inhabit so that they aren't a threat, right? That's the case, you could say, for everything that you do. If any of your actions are predicated on an ultimately downward aim, then you're an agent of chaos, right? At minimum. A story. What's a story? A story is a description of a frame of perception. Now, think about this when you go to a movie.
Okay, so right now EU seems stronger because Euro GBP is actually trying to retrace. So Euro USD, if you can carve, looks stronger than GBP, right? But I'm still gonna trade GBP longs than Euro USD longs. So right now I'm waiting to break, right? To break and get to that point. Then after getting there, either I'll place an entry right there. Then yeah, as I said, target that point and potentially that higher time frame, higher time frame point as well. So yeah, for now I'm still waiting, and I want to see. As I said, I was looking for displacement, and yeah, we broke below that low, but there's no volume basically. There's no like huge volume, and yeah, it also doesn't look ready on the 15, because yeah, I don't know why, but I'm just based on the 15, I'm not comfortable with it yet actually going lower, you know. So yeah, I'll wait. But I got my Euro GBP trade, and yeah, from the low threshold entry, which was 11,512, right? That was my trade, and let me see. It's moving quite nice. Just yeah, it might then get some support from this order block, and it's okay. Rather be in the trade, and if we do lose, yeah, I still have some potential trades to get, you know. But yeah, overall nice trade on that, and actually I was meaning to enter it from here, but as I was analyzing, I saw like, okay, we might just get to that point, you know. And yeah, we did. And also Brody's shaping up, and I got what I wanted. So now let me go to the 3 minutes and look to frame a trade right there. And yeah, that low would be good. So I actually, to be honest, I don't like trades with tight stop losses, because yeah, sometimes they will bite you in the butt. But yeah, I'm still waiting for displacement though above that high, you know. And if I do get that, then I'm entering longs. I'm entering longs. Uh, yeah, and it seems like the auto block here is holding price. So yeah, I want to see DXY. Okay, okay, nice, 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 nice. Uh, Euro GBP, good. Euro GBP, that's very good. Yeah, that's good. So as we saw Euro GBP moving lower, so seems like GBP is actually stronger, right? So yeah, let me calculate. I think I'll enter a 6 pip trade, 6 pips, GBP USD, GBP USD, 6 pips, one. Okay, so yeah, let's wait and see. DXY, yeah, DXY still hasn't given me my displacement, so yeah, because I'm expecting like the displacement to actually take out that low, then from there retrace, not retrace now, then displace. So yeah, Euro GBP looks nice, looks proper. Yeah, I could just run away with Euro GBP, since I'm in a trade, and whether it continues up or I caught the top, either or, it's fine. But yeah, nice call to get it there, and just, yeah, that small volume to move price lower was cool. So DXY, okay, okay. Oh yeah, and also it's after 8:30. Yeah, it's good. It's after 8:30. And yeah, guys, if you do like the content, please like and subscribe. I mean, yeah, yeah. I don't, I don't want to say much about other people, so yeah, other, mm, but yeah, just like and subscribe, and yeah. Dixie, okay, DXY, yeah, just break there, just break, break, yeah, yeah. But hey, also, nah, as I said, I'm following my higher time frame bias, right? Which, yeah, I want us to get below that low. Then from there would be confirmation for me to, yeah. But as we can see, also this on the hourly time frame, it's so more like a fair value gap. So yeah, fair value gap, and yeah, we had that S&D flip on the 4 hour. But yeah, I'm just going to enter based on my my higher time frame bias. And here what I want is a break, right? A retracement, right? With a retracement to retrace in that range, right? Just like that. So let me just highlight the range. A retracement within this range to continue from it. Then from there, we will be creating an intermediate to long term. Wait, is this a long term or inter? Yeah, I'll just say intermediate, because yeah, safe that way. So yeah, this being an intermediate term high. So What is GU? I want to see GU. Okay, GU is still stagnant, right? I want to see Euro USD. And Euro USD is actually looking kind of cool for buys, you know? But I'm trading from a standpoint that I'm expecting Euro GBP to like be weaker. So yeah, maybe that and also this is cool because if price breaks here, and yeah, as you can see we are about to break. If price breaks that level, then this is deemed as a failed attempt to make a higher high, which then confirms my direction to move lower, you know? And yeah, nice entry right there. So yeah, now as I was about to say, that pseudo strength would be to divert traders to, take the wrong pair rather than the brew right here, So yeah, right now I'm just waiting for my break. I mean, I could enter from there, but nah, it's not probable. Yeah, could enter from there, but nah, I want to follow my plan to the T, you know. Let me see GBP. Okay, how does it look on the 15? Okay, so I think I think in 5 minutes we're going to create a new 15-minute candle. So that new 15-minute candle could create an entry for 9. Like I don't want to close like that. I want to close with like some volume. Let me go to the 5 minute and see. Yeah, I would like us to close with some volume, which actually would be from this reaction right here, from this order block, from the 5. Let me go to the 15. Yeah, making us close with some volume so that we could have a fair value gap between this 15-minute candle, right, with the next one that's coming with in like for 3 minutes, right, for like 8:45. Then by 9 I could get a retracement, and on the hourly, let me see on the hourly how it would look like. On the hourly it would be somewhat like a retracement to continue higher. So yeah, that's roughly what I'm seeing, but remember it's not an absolute. It's a plan. It's a frame. So yeah, since I have no displacements, I don't have a trade. And I just want to check how Euro GBP is moving. Okay, so we're still roundabout at the same. And yeah, actually we did. I thought we would break this auto block with like, yeah, displacement, just breaking it, and yeah, just tapping this low as well. But yeah, time. Let's give it some time. And yeah, you see, if there's no displacement, imagine if I entered a buy there. If I entered a buy there, would have been taken out right there. So displacement is very important. And what's happening here? Okay, I want to see Euro USD. So, because like if GBP did that, I want to see the sell on Euro USD. Okay, so Dixie, yeah. See, displacement is very, very, very important. So we didn't get displacement here. And as I said, if we don't get displacement, then yeah, we target the highs, you know. And so yeah, let me remove this. Let me remove this and just frame myself to something different, you know. And as I said, the 15 minute didn't look ready, you know, and now we can see why. So yeah, price seems to be continuing. So right now, what I will do is I will wait for I would wait for 10 and just see what will we get. And where's 10? I'll wait for 10 and maybe during 10 we'll have a new leg, right? And round about this area right here we'll get a continuation trade. I want to see Euro GBP. Okay, so yeah, I want to see the 3 minute. Mara guys, the value I'm bringing to this channel, nah, y'all better do something, guys. Let's get to like 5 extra subscribers for the week, you know, 5 extra subscribers, cause yeah, I am bringing fire to this. So yeah, but as I said, let's wait. And right now I'll just be talking to myself. So yeah, just the rent, just the rent. Mara guys, the value I'm giving you unmatched. Totally unmatched. Um, let's see. Okay, seems like we might be reaching deeper arrays, whether it may be the fair value gap or the auto block or whatever. Okay, at least I'm in the trade, and at least I'm playing out my model. And if it doesn't pan out, that doesn't make me a bad person, because hey, God still loves me, and yeah, man, yeah, it's just the fun of it. So yeah, we're still in that 15-minute OB, and that's cool. Oh yeah, we uh we have a new 15-minute candle, so I just want to see how it would react before 9 o'clock. And as we can see, that lack of displacement, we didn't displace above that high. Or is that lack of displacement? So then we've taken what? If we like to displace, we're going to take the both range, like the ranges. Yeah, we failed to displace above that high, so then we targeting the lows. Wait, I wanna see this on the 1 minute. I wanna see this on the 1 minute. So what? So this is basically the model. Right? This is basically the model. So this is so cool. Wait. So here, right? The model is we take liquidity, we did, then we break structures, we wait for a retracement, then we target the opposite end of the range. So if I had like a premium, what's this premium trading view, I would have gone to seconds to see here what do we actually have for like a movement to the downside with stop loss above those highs targeting those lows, right? A young yana 122. So that's basically the model. This is just like on a lower scale. So yeah, it just goes to show me how, or us, because I'm not alone. I assume you're gonna watch the video. It just goes to show how important displacement is to frame your trade, you know? So yeah. So right now I'm still waiting for displacement for this pair to the upside. Oh, also another thing is that it's Monday, so I might not get my trade today, but rather on Tuesday. That totally slipped my mind. That totally, like, yeah, I was just in my zone, and yeah. But yeah, let me place. Yeah, I think Tuesday would be a better candidate to trade GU, right? Yeah, so today my trade will just be this guy, and if this guy does give me a loss, then yeah, what a way to start the week, ain't it? So yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I'll just create that over there. Yo, now I should buy a premium thing. Crossing sharp. So many. I have one, two, three. Oh, I have. Where is another one? It's on DXY, but where? Oh, the longer time frame one and that one as well. Okay, sharp. I'll just use the DXY one as my, yeah, as my thing rather than. Okay, okay. Uh, yeah, I said I'll use the DXY one. Fine. I wanna place one here, but actually no. Let me leave it. Let me leave this trade and just let it do what it does. Cause yeah, even if I don't get to get a ring, I don't want to manage this trade very. I don't want to like be on it too much. Cause yeah, it's basically like, I wouldn't say it's a long-term trade, but it's a nice an intro week setup. So more like a one shot, one kill for the whole week. So actually, this trade, if it does hit TP, it's actually enough. You know, it's actually enough for the week, and I don't need to chase Brody. But hey, you know, what better way to start? What better way to start the month with a 1 to 10? Because if I get this trade and target that high and potentially that one, and both of them hit TP this week, the Euro GBP and Euro and GBP USD, bro, a 10% starts. Nah, bro. That would be my best week. That would be my best week. That would be my best week. So yeah, as you can see for now, DXY is still dancing. So yeah, there's literally nothing to do like in terms of the video right now. Cause if I wait, then I'm making it longer, and yeah, and already I think I'm over 2 hours, I guess, or an hour. But what I know is that the boys got me, right? So hopefully. So uh, okay. Let's see. That 1 minute schematic is actually fire. That 1 minute scheme right there is actually fire. Because also, if yeah, if I was a very short-term trader, like there's like, I'm not saying this is a trade, but yeah, if this candle closes way aggressive below that low, it would create a fair value gap on the 1 minute. And yeah, as you can see we didn't. So you see how important displacement truly is. Because if I was to trade that trade that I was actually framing here, if I didn't have like displacement below that low, and price maybe from here was to target those highs, I would have been in a very quick loss. But yeah, that's how important displacement is. And you'll get to see how many like losses I have faded, like waiting for displacement. I mean, the first one was, even though like my stop loss wouldn't have been below that, but I'm just saying that if there's no displacement, the trade is not ready, you know. And also you can see here there was no displacement, and price is trying to move away from that low and potentially getting towards that one. But yeah, we didn't. So yeah, that doesn't mean then you shouldn't trade without waiting for a clear break, you know. So yeah, why Ngati euro is actually stronger. Yeah, it actually is stronger. It actually is. So yeah, I'm assuming now we are heading towards, premium arrays. And yeah, it's cool. And if euro gbp is heading towards premium arrays, then you also gbp, you will seem a bit weak short term, but long term it's actually stronger than euro usd, if you can gov. Oh yeah, just minus this because it's the same thing. It's also GBP, so just minus it. As you can see right here, like it's respecting this order block, and this one is actually trying to create a mitigation block. Like Soma, like a failure swing. While here we're trying to go above. So basically, as you can see, this low we didn't tap it, but on euro USD we did tap it. So it goes to show that on a higher time frame scale, GU is actually stronger, right? And also on euro GBP, even though this minor retracement might like look like it's pushing euro USD, but yeah, you can see that euro USD has been weaker from Friday. Yeah, so interesting, right? DXY. So yeah, as I was saying, either we're gonna break this level and create that schematic of an intermediate term high, or yeah, we might. Oh yeah, Yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Then I would enter my trade here. If today we do break, I'll enter my trade here. Stop loss. Yeah, we'll disregard that wick. Then stop loss above that high. Yeah, but I'm not saying I will trade what's this DXY, but I'm just framing a logical trade. Then a potential target there, but for the week I'll target that low and beyond it. You see, Yang Yana 128. Yeah, yeah, that's actually a significant range, and also to note that this is just the low threshold of the week. And I'm actually planning to get towards these levels. So if I'm lucky enough to get that trade and target those zones, right? And for the month, for us, or for the weeks, upcoming weeks, for us to get towards that, yo. But yeah, this is an unrealistic return. But I'm just saying, with you know, yeah. But let me delete that. Go to the 3 minute and see what's happening. Okay, so yeah, we're still a bit bullish. So nice, nice. Like displacement lag right there. Targeted those lows. I want to see the candle here. Okay, so yeah, also again that low displacement lag, we traded above the high, then we broken structures right there. And yeah, I so wish. Wait, let me go to this other to see if I would get lower time frames. What's that? GBP USD XNES. Can I get seconds, please? Maybe later. So it doesn't want to give me seconds. But yeah, I just wanted to see how this would have looked like on the seconds, and maybe that would have been so much like a retracement to move to the downside. Yeah, nah. Tick traders, tick traders, tick traders. In the 3 minute, yeah, that would have been fire. Or potentially if DXY is not breaking, potentially to get towards those lows for a 124. Yahtzee. Equal lows 124. Joe and 8 8 pips creating a 124. Yeah, ne, someone should now spend time studying lower time frames, you know. And yeah, as we can see, we created an order block for upward movements, and yeah, we displaced above that order block, and yeah, now my trade is not trading well, you know. My trade is not trading well, so GU is weak. GU is weak, yes, and yeah, that 1 minute trade would have been fire. 1 minute trade would have been fire. So wait, do we have? I remember we had news uh, today. Yeah, we have. So as I said, I'm waiting for 10, and yeah, apparently DXY created a failure swing right there. I mean, GBP USD, which also is affecting my trade in here. And yeah, as I said, yeah, man, I really don't like this displacement, because yeah, then it's actually making way to get to my trade. So if it's like this, then I want to close because you see this is a new model to get to the upside. But yeah, for just this video, because as you can see, I'm in drawdown, and when I'm in drawdown like this and seeing that price won't continue with my bias, I close the trade regardless of, like, I close the trade based on the logic that since we not how can I explain this? Since we're not moving to the downside, like this break would like invalidate my trade setup. So I'll just close it prematurely before I do just cutting, making risk smaller, right? But yeah, on this video, I don't want to do that because then it's showing a bad habit, because sometimes trades will, even though it's like this, it might, on my trade, even though it seems like this, it may then from there like to lower, So yeah, for this one, I'm choosing to hold it, and yeah, that would have been quite a fire trade from that 1 minute. The 15-second trade right there for those lows to be tapped. So yeah, nice, interesting. So now this is displacement, now that's displacement. And yeah, and as I said, since this is the 1 hour time frame, you see this down candle seems to like have came into that fair value gap and just obliterated that, and also this down candle holding price. So yeah, 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 that would have been nice. So but yeah, I'm waiting for my overall bias for the week. So might get it tomorrow. Oh no, I don't want to get there. I might get my trade tomorrow, but yeah, that was fire. That was fire. So yeah, right now I have nothing to do, and now I'm just prolonging the video, and yeah, I don't like that. No, I don't want to see this. Oh, but yeah, anyway, the trade is uh the trade seems to, heading to break even. No, my trade was on 512 with a 6 pip stop loss, which was above that high with a 6 pip stop loss. And yeah, as you can see, there was a significant rejection, right? So yeah, that's, guys, this is, if you remember that high being liquidity, the I framed it from this perspective, right? And as you can see, we did go into equilibrium. In equilibrium, up below equilibrium, we had that highest liquidity. So yeah, that could have been a very, 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 very precise trade. Also, overlapping it with the fair value gap on the 15. So if price does continue with the higher time frame downtrend, uh, another thing, that's crazy to me is that this trade is actually 1 pip, 1.5 pips. It's like 1.5 pips. There's a 1.5 pips differential between the two trades. So it might look insignificant, but yeah, based on my target, This is a 5.2, 5.42, and this one would be, yo, already I'm at 6%, 7.5. So you see that Euro GBP in terms of like pips, it's very small, but like, yeah, as you extrapolate it, you see like the difference. So around about a 2 point something percent, which is significant from just 1.5 pips. Is what a 1.5 pips differential. But yeah, nice, nice, nice. The S&D flip, as you can see right there, the auto block, we failed to go higher, we failed to go higher. So yeah, this auto block supported that one over there. Oh, it disappeared. But yeah, you saw it on the 5. So that auto block, this one, then yeah, the waltzing lower. I want to see if there's a retracement on the 1 minute. Oh, there isn't. But yeah, crazy stuff. So yeah, guys, I do appreciate the attention span, to my rent, and yeah, to the knowledge that I do spread. So do leave a like, and yeah, man, comment down below your favorite part of the video or what you want me to do next. And yeah, that was the trading session, and I think I'm done for the day. Oh yeah, and as I said, I'm waiting for 10:30 to see how we would react. But yeah, overall, yeah, this was, and it still is. I want to see DXY, and it still is like yo, yeah, it's still, you know. So yeah, we are getting towards those highs, and yeah, it's unfortunate that I didn't get to participate in this movement, but yeah, it's a very nice move. And what's fortunate as well is that I didn't get to, no, I want to see Euro USD. I didn't get to be, what's that? What's the word? I didn't get to be like induced, right? Induced by not waiting for like displacement. As you can see, this is displacement. If it was displacement to the upside, then my trade would have been valid. And yeah, in these scenarios, there were certain cases whereby I could have entered, but I didn't. And I waited, and that's good that I waited, because if I didn't wait, I could have taken a loss. Like from the standpoint of this order block, just forget this price right here. You see here the order block, then the break, then I would have treated this as a retracement into the order block to move lower, even though we didn't have displacement. Then I would have just been taken out by the right displacement, you see. And so yeah, yo, nah, this yo, Joe, I wanna see Euro GBP. Oh, Euro GBP is just so stagnant. But yo, from there to there, that was nice. That was nice. Sure, that was nice. Hey, but I didn't lose. I didn't lose based off like irrational trades. And yeah, yo. But anyway, hey, W session. We got to learn, didn't we? And I did learn as well. And yeah, also, as I said, if we do have displacement, I just collapse my trade, because then now my premise isn't premising, because now we have created an auto block to hold price. to the upside. So yeah, this is like an L day, but as long as I'm not, as long as my stop loss isn't hit, then yeah, I mean we still could react from the what's that, the mitigation block, right? But yeah, from me, I'm happy, and hopefully you all are happy too. And yeah, we'll talk. And yeah, actually, yeah, this was proper. This was proper. This was proper. Uh, and the news didn't hit yet, but yeah, this this looks like an NFP candle. You see, guys, you don't need NFP. You just need to be present in price. And yeah, as now I'm talking too much. You know what, guys? Sharp, sharp. This for me would be Monday and Tuesday creating the low of the week to actually get above and also since it's NFP week, yeah, yeah, this would just get people to focus on the wrong side of the market, and from there we would target the highs. I just want to see this. Okay, nice. Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, guys, do like, do subscribe, and yeah, see you on the next one.